Hi everybody and welcome to my next video. Before we start though, I just want to say that I did my last video 2 weeks ago, which was the 10-month review of this car, and there's a card up there if you want to have a little look at it. I said at the beginning of that video how fantastic it would be if we managed to get subscriptions up to 100. We were on 85 I think, and how great it would be to get over 100. Well, wow, in less than 2 weeks we actually had nearly 5,500 viewings of that video, and also another, well, we're on 260 roughly, so we've nearly added 200 subscribers in less than 2 weeks, which I am thrilled about, and the comments I've had have been really good, so thank you very much indeed for that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, it would be great. Well, now we can head for the stars now, can't we? Let's go for 500. How great would it be to hit 500 subscribers in the next few weeks or so? That would be fantastic. This video today is going to be a video, well, a couple of things have happened. Firstly, it's great news because I've managed to have a haircut, which is always great news. In Wales, they've just opened up hairdressers, so the queue is huge. But I've managed to have a haircut, which is good news. The other piece of good news is that I had an email that arrived from Tesla. Now, those of you who are used to watching the channel will know I've got a Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, which is a 2020 plate. And it's got Autopilot, the Autopilot that comes free with the Model 3 car, which is the standard Autopilot, which is perfectly good. Anyway, I had a lovely email from Tesla saying, "Dear Martin, we'd like to offer you 2 weeks free upgrade to Enhanced Autopilot." Now, for those of you who don't know, Enhanced Autopilot has been, it used to be available, it went offline for quite a while, and now it's become available again. And it's a sort of in-between step between standard Autopilot and full self-drive. So, what the upgrade to Enhanced Autopilot offers you, in addition to what comes standard with the Model 3, Tesla Model 3, is, and we're going to try all of these because I've only got 2 weeks of this fun to last, so, and I'm already through a couple of days of it. So we've got the summon facility, and this is where you can call the car to come forward and go backwards. So if you're in a tight parking space and you wanted to go forwards or backwards, you can do that from the app, and we're going to try that in my drive in a moment. You've then also got Smart Summon, which takes it, I think, from like a car park space, and you're, you know, a few meters away, you know, 20 or 30 meters away maybe. We'll test it, and you can actually ask the car to come to you, and it'll come out to the parking space and it'll drive to you on its own. I can't wait to see this. That's the first thing. Then you've also got Autopark, and we'll try that, where the screen will allow you to hit a button and the car will park on its own. So we're going to give that a whirl as well. Then it's to do with the sat nav. So you have Navigate on Autopilot, which I'm assuming is only available on motorways, because I was frustrated yesterday. I was about to go and see a client and I thought, oh, well, I'll be able to use it now. But I was only on dual carriageway and I couldn't get it to work. And I'm assuming it's because the route has to have a motorway in its route to be able to activate that. And essentially what it does, as soon as you make your way onto the motorway, the satellite navigation will take over, the autopilot will take over, and the car will basically drive itself from the ramp up to the ramp off. It'll do everything, including overtaking when it needs to, and moving you into lanes to take, you know, various lanes, exits, etc. So we're going to have to go quite a journey, because the nearest motorway is about 25 miles away from where I live. So we're going to have to go on a little bit of a trek. So I really want to see what that's like, see what the lane change is like. Now, I'm going to start by saying, of course, that this option is pretty expensive. Just to have those things is, in the UK, is £3,400. Now that's half the price of full self-drive, and full self-drive gives you a few other little things like traffic light recognition, and eventually soon will also allow you to have steering on city roads. But that's £6,800. So this is £3,400 as an upgrade, and at the end of my email, Tesla very kindly said, you know, if you want to continue with it, just purchase it during the 2 weeks and it'll just continue then after that. So well, right now I don't think I'm going to be purchasing, I don't think I can warrant £3,400 for a few extra tricks. The summon one, and I'm not being biased, I'm sure it's going to be brilliant, but to me it's probably something I'm going to try now to show you guys. But I would probably you might show it off, you know, when you're out with friends, but I can't really see much of a practical, and I might be wrong. Please comment if you've got it and you find it invaluable, then please do comment. But I can't imagine finding it massively beneficial in the day-to-day life of being able to call your car forward and backwards, but we shall see. So the first thing I want to do is just run through the changes in the software on the screen, because there are some changes, some things you need to activate, so we'll have a look at that now. Okay, hopefully you can see the screen in front of you there, and let's have a little look at what we've got to do. So okay, the first settings are all in Autopilot. Now I've already activated these, but I'll show you what the screen looks like. So you can see that auto steer is always there anyway, but navigate on Autopilot, this is the new one that's that appeared once they gave me the update. By the way, when the email arrived, the update just happened. I mean, it must have just done it over the air, because this is when I got in the car the next day, all of this, you know, the email said it was going to be effective straight away and you've got it for 14 days, and automatically it all happened in the car. So that was really cool. So yeah, so you just activate that. It gives you a little warning screen that comes up saying it's still a beta, and you know, you still have got to be attentive, you've got to be in control, blah 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 blah. And it talks about freeway, which is the thing that makes me think it's motorways in the UK. So you just say yes to that. You've then got some customization. You can enable at every trip, I've put that to yes, so navigate on Autopilot enabled on every trip where it's applicable. And this is the thing that frustrated me the other day, because it wasn't, you know, I couldn't see any blue text, which is how you know it's happening. And I think that's because there were no motorways involved in my journey. And then it's got speed-based lane changes, and I've read a little bit about this. Basically, it says that navigate on Autopilot can be customized to your preference of how often it will recommend basically that you overtake on a motorway. So you've got disable it, you've got mild. So disable it will mean that it won't ask you to overtake. Mild means that it will only do it if you're going significantly slower because of the car in front. Average, it'll pick an average. And Mad Max means that even if you're doing just a couple of miles slower than the car in front, it will request a lane change for you. So that's the setting. And then you've also got the summon, which again is a beta. So you click on that, it gives you a warning again saying, you know, be careful of obstacles as you're doing this. You should really be attentive as you're doing it. It's got one of those sort of, oh, what do they call it? They call it something, don't they, where if you take your finger off the switch, it turns it off, you know, so dead man switch, I think they call it. So yeah, so if you let go of the summon button, it'll just stop the car straight away, which is a safety feature, obviously. And so yeah, so you just got to be careful, so we'll tick yes to that. And then you can also customize summon as well, and you can have bumper clearance, so you can say how far you want the bumper to do. I'm going to reduce that down a bit actually. Okay, I'm going to leave that whatever it was, 25 feet. Side clearance, tight or standard. We'll say, let's say tight. Okay, so those are the settings there. So that's that. So first thing we're going to do now is we're going to switch to the outside cameras. I'm going to turn this one so you can see the steering wheel working, and we will just try and summon the car, you know, back and forth out of my driveway. Open up the Tesla app. Summon. Ah, right, okay, that might have helped. So we're now going to go forward and just drive the car a bit forward here. So I've moved to a little car park that's completely abandoned. I've parked the Tesla over there. The car is locked. I'm going to go into the app, but I am going to record this. Let's start the recording. I'm going to check. I think the issue last time actually when we were doing the summon was to do with the fact that my phone was linked to one of the cameras in the car. So I'm taking it off that. Okay. Summon. Smart summon. Press and hold to start. Here we go. Oh my God, it's making a noise. Waiting for phone to come back within range. Okay. Okay, well, I'm holding the summon failed. Please ensure your phone key is within range of vehicle. I don't really get that. Preparing to summon again. Summon failed. Please ensure, so maybe I'm a bit far away. Right, I'm by ear now, I'm not far away at all. So, into summon. Smart summon. Here, it looks like it's drawn some sort of map. Waiting for phone to come back in range. That's rubbish. Oh God, am I so glad that I didn't pay £3,400 for this. Oh. Smart summon's not that smart. Right, smart summon. Warning, please monitor vehicles surrounding for people, animals or things. Press and hold to start. Go to target. Well, I'm going to try one more time, and if it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to give this up as a bad idea. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Oh, I tell you what, seriously. That's it. I ain't playing with it no more. Elon, if you're watching, your smart summon is not smart at all. In fact, it's quite thick. I am going to try it from way back here now, but on the basis it won't even work when I'm stood next to the car, I can't imagine it's going to work now. Preparing to summon. It's worked the route out, look. Summon failed. That's it. I'm game over on that one. Well, back in the car. That I can't say that was successful. I'm quite a positive, optimistic type of guy, and I really wish that had worked. Whether I'm, please do comment if I've done something stupidly wrong, but it didn't look like I was to me. But it was a complete failure. And I'd say probably smart summon is probably the one that you'd probably use more than going in and out your driveway, I would have thought. Unless you've got a very tight garage, you might use that every day. Could do. But right now I'm not sure I'd pay £3.40 for that, let alone £3,400. But all may be redeemed as we go on a little journey to try navigate on autopilot. What if I put Magor? Magor should take me to... Magor Caldecott. Ah, now this is good. This is good. Navigate on autopilot. I'm not going to take you on the whole trip, obviously, but we're going to go and try navigate on autopilot. No entry, but I can't get out the other way, so I'm going to have to go out this way. I hope the audio is better. In fact, I might just do a little bit of dialogue now, because I had an issue on the last video. I had a couple of comments saying how loud it was in the cabin. I should
turn right onto Old Hereford Road.
Old Hereford Road. I should say that it is, you know, I think there is generally more noise in a Tesla than in most cars. The reason for that is that you've got an awful lot of glass, first of all, so that, you know, you haven't got the insulation on a roof that you'd normally have. It's glass, so, you know, that's not going to help. The other thing is you've also got no engine to drown that sound out. So, and the other thing with my car is I do have these sport wheels, and I watched a few videos before I decided to get the sport wheels, and there were quite a few videos that said you do tend to have a little bit more road noise with the sport wheels than you do with the standard 18-inch Aero wheels. I don't know, you know, I've not tried the others, I've not been in a car with the others, and in fact that might be quite a nice thing to do, actually, is to get a little drive in a Tesla with standard wheels and see how that goes.
Feet, turn left onto Park Road.
I don't think it would have helped last time though, because the mic was also quite it was one of those little Sony mic sticks which picks up quite a bit of ambient sound. I've actually got a Tezcam lav mic on for this one, so hopefully the audio is a little bit better with a bit of luck. Okay, so I'm going to turn everything off now to preserve battery a bit, and I'll pick it up again before we get on the motorway to see how this navigate on autopilot works. Okay, so you join me literally 2.4 miles away from the M4, and this is going to be my first experience. You're going to be sharing with me my first experience of navigate on autopilot. Since I was with you last, I've actually changed my destination now to Bristol, just to allow us a bit more time on the motorway before turning around and coming back, just so we can test this sort of, you know, lane switching. What am I looking for? I guess, what are my thoughts and views? It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see what it's like. If you're doing a lot of motorway travelling, this might well be worth it, and you've got the money, you know, why not? You only live once. I do work, well, when we were working properly, I do filming in London now and again, so you know, I probably go to London 10 to 15 times a year, so, and I do other motorway trips as well, so yeah. But certainly Summon, don't get me started on Summon, but Summon is definitely not worth the money, unless I might well be doing something stupid or something wrong. That's well within a possibility, but flipping hell, that was quite frustrating, wasn't it? Okay, we're about to get onto the M4. You can see it there on the map if I switch to that camera. I'm on the on-ramp, isn't it supposed to take over now or something? I got the light, so let's do it. Does it do it? Does it do it? Will it bring me onto the motorway? Or is it gonna look for the other cars and stuff and shit and bits and bobs? Or am I just gonna panic and freak out myself? I've still got to reply. So far I can't see anything different whatsoever. Am I supposed to hit that button? Hang about, here we go. Beg your pardon. Okay. Tap lane change. Confirm lane change. Wow. That's doing that on its own. Yay. Okay. Oh, we're rocking and rolling. Navigate on autopilot is working. 70 miles an hour. Oh, you still do have to touch the steering wheel. I'm gonna whack it up a little bit. 75. Sorry, police officer. But I want to be able to overtake these other cars to see what it does. I like that. You get a bit better view of all lanes, and you've got the obviously the blue line ahead of you. I'm wondering whether it will actually suggest I get into the slow lane now. I think I can actually suggest it. I'll get past this white one first. So you do have to still touch the steering wheel to say you're there. That's a little bit disappointing, but I thought you would have to. I'm going to slow down a tad, and I'm going to indicate myself to say that I want to go in. You have to do a full indicate rather than the tap. Draws the little picture and takes you in and turns the indicator off. Do you know, I quite like that. I do quite like this. I do quite like this. We're going to go along a little bit now because here we are.
Keep right to stay on M4, E30 toward London.
Right, keep right to stay on M4. So I'm wondering now whether it'll put me into a middle lane. I mean, I don't think this lane filters off, so I think we'll be fine from that point of view. The only thing I'm wondering now is whether if I did that navigate on autopilot earlier, whether or not, I don't know, it is a filter lane, so I should really be indicating now to get over. It didn't do that for me. Okay, it told me I had to go straight on, but yet it kept me in the left-hand lane, which is a filter lane off to Magor. So, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt. I do like this little blue line though. That's worth 3,400 quid surely. Alright, a lorry is pulling out. Interestingly, it wants me to go over. I've indicated again. No, it's alright actually. It's decided actually time out, confirm later, confirm lane change for faster. There's too much going on. I don't really need to be in the fast lane now, but I am. I'm going to ask for request a drop into this next lane anyway. I tell you what, I also notice actually if you're, you know, if it's in the warning, you know, if you've got the warning sign on, or if you've got the blue flashing light on, it doesn't do the lane change. I've noticed that. So we'll just try that again to make sure that is the case. So yeah, there's the warning. I'm indicating, and it's not doing the lane change. But if I get rid of the warning, it will do the lane change. Well, it didn't do it that time because the time elapsed. But now that I'm in control of the car, I think it would allow me to do it. Maybe not. Oh, I'm off bloody autopilot now. Hey, listen, I'm learning. Right, back on autopilot. So I will keep you with me. I hope it's not too boring a video. We've been recording now for 11 minutes since we joined the motorway, so it might be. But she's told me to navigate off, to turn off. Now, I'm going to see what the car does, because apparently it will keep me in the right lane, it will slow me down, it might even indicate for me, I don't know. For £3,400 it should bloody indicate for me, shouldn't it? It's got me in the filter lane, but then it had me in the filter lane at Maygo, and I shouldn't have been in there. So just stop being cynical, Martin. You're driving a car of the future. Okay, so we're coming off here at the M49 Avonmouth turn off to just get round and get back on the other side. It's not indicating.
Now keep left to take exit 22.
It is taking me off here though. Oh, fuck me. We was going to go on.
1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
I think it was counting me down to... that was a bit scary actually. I think it was counting me down to take
now
over.
enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Unless is it doing this now? No, it can't do that, surely, because I'm... No, it's not got autopilot on now. Okay, so coming off, obviously, I would have needed to take an over there, which I have now taken over. I am in control of the car, by the way, just in case you're worried. But we're going to go back on now, and I'm going to navigate on autopilot as soon as I get onto this lane. As soon as I get the indication that I can go on autopilot. There I am, I'm on autopilot. And let's see what the car does. We're rejoining the motorway. It's on navigate on autopilot. It should all be good to go. Let's have a little look, see what it does. Okay. Yeah, it's wanting me to get over, which it's doing. Okay, it's turned off the indicator. I must read that little sign up there when it says that. I find myself as well pulling on the steering wheel because I want it to know I'm in control when I'm trying to change lanes. But maybe I don't need to do that. As long as the warning light isn't on, or the blue flashing isn't on, maybe it will just... I've just disconnected autopilot there now. I'm going to try it now, indicate there, to say I want to go in there. So you've got the blue light there. Lane change, timeout elapsed. Turn signal to re-enter. Okay. Well, that sort of worked well. We've got 6 miles of navigate on autopilot left to try before we get back onto normal dual carriageway. But interestingly, I will see if it works on there. I don't think it's going to. I think it's literally motorways only. So if you've had this free update the same as I have, don't pull your hair out as I did yesterday, travelling on dual carriageways thinking, well, why isn't it working? It's because it picks it up as you enter a motorway in the UK. I mean, at the moment, this little bit is not different, is it really, to the standard autopilot? You know, I still have to touch the wheel every now and again to let the car know I'm in control. I guess the big thing is you don't have to disengage autopilot when you're overtaking, which you do have to in standard autopilot. So in summary then, what do I think? My heart is saying that there is not enough difference between autopilot and enhanced autopilot to justify the £3,400 it would cost me to keep these functions. The auto lane change is great, and I'd say that once you're used to using it, you know, I've been a bit sort of ropey, touching the wheel and stuff. You know, I would imagine you would use it on motorways all the time. You still have to touch the steering wheel, which I sort of figured, because I think that's a legal requirement in the UK at the moment. Right, this car is indicating in front. Yes, it wants me to go over. A little tap of the steering wheel, and over we go. So I'm getting more used to that, and I quite like it, because you haven't got to disengage autopilot. But to be honest with you, Elon, if you're watching, and I know you watch my channel all the time, now is it going to indicate for me to come back in, or am I going to middle lane hog again? Tesla likes middle lane hogging, so maybe I need to do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Elon, if you're watching, you should just give us that for free. You know, the very fact that it's you give us autopilot and you withhold auto lane change is a bit, you know, you're not short of a bob or two, are you? So, you know, you can keep your summon. I don't, you know, keep that for the paid people. But I would quite like the auto lane change, if I'm honest. And I do believe that you used to get that. Well, I might be wrong. Maybe you only had enhanced autopilot. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It feels like it's going to be a long one when I've done the edit. I mean, I'll try and cut out some of the summon stuff because that was just ridiculous. So my overall feeling, you know, as you'll know from my other videos, I am a big Tesla fanboy. I love my car. It's the best car I've ever had. Would I pay £3,400 for enhanced autopilot? No, is my answer. But that's my own situation. You know, could I afford £3,400? I could probably find it if I really wanted to. But there just isn't enough there to warrant that sort of money. Out of all the things it offers, the Autopark, by the way, we haven't tried yet, but I have tried that at home. In fact, I'm going to try that in a moment. I'll find a car park and we'll try an Autopark. But, you know, Autopark's not going to make the difference because from everything I hear about it is that you'll use it a few times, but then you'll realise actually much quicker doing it yourself anyway. So you'll just do it yourself. So let's forget Autopark for a second. Summon's definitely, in my experience, not worth £3.40, let alone £3,400. And so all that's left are the enhancements to the autopilot. And I just don't use autopilot on motorways enough. I don't do enough motorway driving to warrant a £3,400 increase. Surely as time goes on, there'll be more things added to that and it might change, you know, that might be different. I've also heard that they're looking to at some point bring in a sort of monthly subscription for some of these enhancements. Now that might be different. You know, if you're going on a road trip, you might think, oh well, it's worth 50 quid to get full self-drive or something for that month, or £100, whatever it might be. That might well be worth doing. But I wouldn't personally be paying that money out right now. But it is, you know, absolutely a subjective thing. It, you know, depends on how much money you've got, whether that it's an important enough benefit for you to spend that sort of money on. For me right now, I wouldn't. There just isn't enough benefit there as far as enhancement goes. Basically, you're paying £3,400 to let the car change lanes for you. Whereas if you'll watch some of my videos, you know, you can virtually do that on autopilot. You're right, you've got to actually do the change of lane, but you don't have to disengage autopilot fully. You can still engage, have cruise control, take you across the lane and re-engage autopilot. So a couple of taps on a stalk at £3,400 is probably not my thing. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm about to film another one actually because I've bought myself a key fob, and so I'm going to do a little review on that, so that's coming up fairly soon. But thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We are motoring a bit at the moment. I'd like to keep that momentum going. I'd really like us to hit 500 subscribers as soon as we possibly can, but certainly in the next few weeks. So do share the video, etc. Put it on forums if you're members of forums. And yeah, thank you very much indeed for watching. And as always, I'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot. Okay, I hope you can hear me all right, because I'm having to actually cut to the microphone that's on this actual camera itself. The reason I wanted to just to tune back in. By the way, I should add very quickly that the A449, which is the dual carriageway A road that goes from sort of Newport Coldra roundabout, well, right up to the Midlands, that seems to allow Navigate on Autopilot to work. So all the auto lane switching, etc. As soon as I get onto the A40, from that road, it wouldn't do it. So it's not just motorways, it's also main dual carriageways, I would imagine, but it seems to be hit and miss which ones are covered and which aren't. Anyway, reason for switching back on, haven't got long, is just wanted to try Autopark. There's two cars parked by here to my right, which you can just about see in the frame, and it recognised there was a parking space between it. So let's have a little look how it works. Going to drive a second, and as you drive past the two vehicles, it's going to, as I then go past them, go into reverse, up comes auto. It finds the space, look, and up comes auto. So we're going to start that and see what happens. Yikes. And please don't hit anything. Please don't hit anything. That's going to hit there. Am I going to leave this go or what? Jesus Christ, my heart is racing. Actually, that's done pretty well, I've got to say. I'm not touching anything. Everything's being done by the car. Wow. I am tempted to touch some things, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let the car do it. Well, I tell you what, fair play. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm quite impressed with that. Whether it's worth £3,400, I'll let you decide. Thanks for watching.